guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. As you can see, I'm joined by my business partner, John. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Good. And the only reason you're here today is to bring a little bit of balance to this video I'm going to do. You know, kind of point and counterpoint.
I couldn't stop this video. I tried. I'll be the resistance for you guys, and you'll know who you are.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Panerai 111, one of my first watches. How about you?
Rolex 16550 Transitional Explorer 2.
Beautiful. And guys, if you want to check out John's channel,
keep those words in mind. Beautiful vintage Rolex.
Go subscribe to John at John P. Link in the description below. And of course, check out delraywatch.com. We're just putting up an almost brand new Seiko Snowflake, Grand Seiko Snowflake. So yeah, okay. Let me tell you basically what happened. So guys, I'm going to go out and say it. I just sold my Rolex Pepsi GMT for my personal collection. But Federico, isn't it your Grail watch? Yeah, and it was actually my first YouTube video I ever made was reviewing that watch. But here's the thing. This is the third time I sell it. The third time I sell it. I want to love it. I really do. I love the idea of it. It's a traveler's watch. John knows I like to take vacation. I take too many of them here at Delray Watch. I love the Pepsi scheme.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
You're fired. I mean, I love everything about it, okay? I love the idea of the watch. But the truth is, now after owning my Hulk, my Gerard Perigo Laureato, which is another bracelet watch, and the Speedmaster, listen, man, I don't feel it anymore. I think the quality wasn't really there. I could cash out and make a decent amount of money back. I love the idea, but I don't love the watch. I'll tell you why, but, what do you think of
tell
that?
us why. I want to know why. I mean, I know why, but they want to know why, too.
Okay, so preface this by saying it's personal opinion, okay? But listen, it feels very chintzy and cheap compared to modern Rolex. And maybe I'm just not a vintage guy, which is why John is here. But the bracelet rattles, it stretches, the buckle looks like it's made out of a Coke can, it's stamped metal. I mean, yeah, the movement's great, it's very reliable. I think the watch is full of charm. I think it's one of the most charming timepieces ever made. But every time I put it on my wrist, and I said, how is this worth the same as my Hulk? My Hulk is at least 100 times better than this in every way. Yes, the Pepsi's more charming, but it's that vintage Rolex aesthetic. And don't kill me here, but it feels like half a step above an SKX.
Ooh.
I'm not saying movement-wise. I'm just saying I just can't believe that bracelet. I can't believe that bracelet, those lugs, and that buckle are on a watch that's worth close to $10,000. And we're not even talking super vintage. I think that watch was from like 2001.
It's a different point in time when it necessarily wasn't an ultra high-end luxury item like it is today. But think about it like this. No one buys a vintage car knowing it's a vintage car. Like, no one goes out and says, okay, this car is a new car. No, everyone knows a vintage car. They don't come with airbags. A vintage car doesn't come with airbags. And
Bluetooth.
And the guy that buys it isn't going to say, well, I can't drive this because it doesn't have airbags. No, what's the problem here?
I don't want airbags. I want Bluetooth. I want massaging seats. And, okay, fair enough. Maybe I'm not a vintage guy, okay?
Yeah.
And I gave it a shot. I've owned 3 of them, guys. I've owned 3 of them. I've always ended up selling it because when I go to my watch box, and it's like, oh, what am I going to wear today? And I open it, I love the way it looked in my watch box, but I would have to force myself to wear it.
Like, what is the extra quality doing for you in your life to where it's noticeable enough for you to not wear that Pepsi? Because something in your head is saying, there's such a discrepancy and a difference in the quality. It doesn't do anything.
Realistically, it doesn't do much for me. Okay, I'm not going to lie, but it just, the Hulk feels better on my wrist, A. And B, it's a mental thing. And maybe this doesn't make sense because I'm an emotional buyer. And as I said, I totally understand if you love the Pepsi, but I just don't understand how 2 products are the same price point. One could say the Pepsi's rare, but no, it's not rare. 16710s were made forever. I mean, they're all over the market. There's hundreds of thousands of them. So it's not a rarity thing. It's not a 16 1675.
Well, it will be a rarity because they're no longer producing it. Whereas with current gen ceramics, they can produce as many more as they want because they're in production.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. The first one I sold for 5,000. The second one I sold for 5,500. This one I sold for over 9,000. So maybe I'm stupid because it's about
the next one you'll sell for 13 in a year when you do it again.
It's appreciating, but I'd rather take that money from that Pepsi, and I'm searching for my next horological endeavor. I don't know
what about this point? Because we were just talking about this as well before the video. Because we saw about a a $9,200 Omega Seamaster 300M.
Ridiculous.
Crazy, right? But what would you rather have? Would you rather have even a $2,000 or $2,300 pre-owned earlier ceramic bezel Seamaster, or a vintage Pepsi?
Well, let me ask you.
If it's based on just quality.
Okay, listen, if it's based on just quality, and if I couldn't sell it, and if I had to wear it every day, you forced me to wear it, I'd go with the Seamaster.
You'd go with the new Seamaster.
If I could have a collection, and, I could put it in rotation, listen, vintage Pepsis are awesome. I love them. I bought 3 of them. I just can't, it's just not something I want to put my money into. I think I can take that money and get something, I tried to like them. I just never connected.
Now, let's take it one step further for the guys out there. Would you rather wear a current gen Tudor, which arguably has the same construction quality as some Omegas?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather wear that or that vintage Rolex? A current gen Tudor or a vintage Rolex?
I'd probably go with the Rolex. I don't dislike Tudor. In fact, I like a few of the Tudors. I'm obsessed with the red Black Bay, but I'm just not a big fan of the Tudor Pepsi GMT. Not for anything technical. I just think it doesn't look good to me. You know what I mean? It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. Here's the thing. I wish I could like them, John. When I bought it, I wish I could like it. It's just not for me.
What about a Kermit? An early Kermit that has
it's
basically the same
problem.
specs.
Same problem. Same bracelet, same clasp.
So it's not even just vintage then, because that was like the year 2000.
Well, no, and my Pepsi was like a 2001. So it's not particularly vintage. It's just the older, and I've made videos where I've said the opposite. I've made videos where I'm like pre-ceramic cases are better than the maxi cases. But here's the thing about me: I just tell you how I feel. Like, none of these are facts. These are just me talking. And I'm sorry, it doesn't feel like a $10,000 watch. It doesn't feel like a $9,000. Doesn't it feel like a $3,000 watch?
Does it feel like a watch?
Yeah, basically. It feels,
That's something.
And I'm gonna get slaughtered for this, but this is my opinion. And you almost slaughtered me, and you're my freaking business partner.
Well, I mean, sometimes we sell them.
Yeah, but when is that ever...
But I'm also a big transitional fan. I think it's some of the best value out there. Maybe not the Pepsi, because that is a little bit inflated.
I think they're collectible. I mean, I think the Pepsi will go up in value, but as a watch, I think there's better out there. And another thing, guys, just because we sell them doesn't ever stop us giving our true opinion.
Of course.
I mean,
as you can see here.
Come buy a Pepsi at DelReyWatch.com.
We don't have one.
No, we might. Anyway, guys, quick little video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And don't forget to subscribe. John, any parting words?
I'm really at a loss for words after this one.
Let's cut it right there. Thank you so much, and take care.